horrifying scene here in Milwaukee involving a young child and a school bus.
First thing I saw in my life.
Also, local bikers react to this unbelievable scene on I-94.
Pretty stupid thing to do.
And a local man's hair-raising 911 call as his wife gives birth on the side of the road.
You okay? Baby's coming out right now.
Plus, I have the latest on fog for Thursday morning and your Memorial Day weekend forecast with your first alert now.
We are the CBS 58 News at 10 with Paul Piaskowski, Michelle McCormack, Chief Meteorologist Mark McGinnis, and sports with Earl Arms.
An 11-year-old Milwaukee child was caught in the crossfire.
Hit by a stray bullet on a school playground tonight, 1 week to the day after another 11-year-old was shot. CBS 58's Keith Mecca is live on the scene of tonight's shooting near 28th and Clark.
Paul and Michelle, we are told that 11-year-old girl is fighting for her life in surgery at Children's Hospital at this hour. She was apparently wounded in the head with that gunshot wound. Her condition, obviously, at this point is not known. Now, this all happened about 7 o'clock on the playground behind me here at Clark Street School, 28th and Clark Street here on Milwaukee's north side. The 11-year-old girl was playing with other children on the playground when police say two young men began firing shots at each other. The 11-year-old girl was caught in the crossfire. She was the only one wounded in the shooting. Now, ShotSpotter, a technology placed in some neighborhoods, alerted police to the shooting, and they were on the scene very quickly. A very upset Chief Flynn a short time ago promised to catch the suspects involved, but says the community needs to help police with this gun problem. They need to report young men in their lives who are illegally armed.
And many of you probably live places where there are similar playgrounds. You can probably imagine your child playing on this playground. But in this neighborhood, that child took her life in her hands to play in a playground. Two young so-called men felt the need to engage in a shootout without any regard for the lives of children playing nearby. Now, this is the second 11-year-old we've had shot in a week. This is beyond the police problem. And believe me, we take responsibility for our part of it. We're going to catch these little skunks. We're going to put them in jail. But that's obviously not enough. I need the same community that lives in fear to stand next to us and say to your young men, stop it. Put the gun down, and if you don't put the gun down, I'm calling the cops.
Flynn also says just last week, police arrested boys 12 and 15 years old in this neighborhood practicing with a gun. He is calling on the governor and the state legislature to pass gun laws that are tougher, ones that make carrying an illegal firearm a felony instead of a misdemeanor. That would make people who leave the door with an illegal firearm face the possibility of prison time instead of a misdemeanor charge. We are live on the north side tonight. Keith Mecca, CBS 58 News.
Keith, thank you. The mayor also arrived on the scene saying he heard the news while having dinner.
I'm calling on the people of this community to make sure that these young men do not destroy more lives. I'm calling on the legislature to go into action and make sure that we suppress gun activity in this community. I am fighting for the people who live in this community.
And as new information becomes available, we will share it with you on the air and on CBS58.com. Witnesses are telling different stories tonight about what really happened the moment a 6-year-old boy was struck and killed by a school bus on Milwaukee's South Side. CBS 58's Josh Landon joins us now in the studio with the update.
Michelle, at this point, it's all speculation if the driver is at fault or if the child ran into traffic. Right now, police will not confirm either, but it's a tragedy that many people will never forget.
First thing I saw in my life.
Witnesses shocked and horrified at what they saw at the corner of Cesar Chavez Drive and West Mineral Wednesday afternoon.
He was going to cross the street. He was pressing the button. He was with the mother.
Police say a 6-year-old boy was struck and killed by a 24-year-old school bus driver. But how it happened is now the big question.
The bus was coming real fast. He wouldn't even stop and everything. Like in the middle of the street, he got run over from that bus right away.
Other witnesses saw drivers going through the accident site as the scene unfolded.
Music on, no respect. This child is in the street and not knowing if he's dead or alive, and people were just so disrespectful, kept driving, and the guys were in the street and just like trying to get him to turn the corner. Some of them were still going straight. They didn't even care about this child. It was pretty sad.
We arrived when the mother of the young boy gave her account to police.
Right now it appears that this is a tragic accident.
One that no one wants repeated.
I would never want to see that again.
Police say the driver of the school bus did not have any passengers on board, and the 24-year-old is cooperating with investigators. Paul, back to you.
All right, thanks, Josh. We now have a much clearer idea of what probably happened to 33-year-old John Mebbs. Mebbs disappeared back on May 3rd after a night of drinking and a bar-time argument on Water Street. According to a newly released report from the medical examiner, Mebbs' last cell phone ping was in the area near Erie and Jefferson, right on the edge of the Milwaukee River, just west of the Summerfest grounds and not far from where the river empties into Lake Michigan. Mebbs' body was then found yesterday just north of there in the water near Veterans Park. Investigators say the body had clearly been in the water for a long time, and drowning is now the official cause of death. Toxicology results, including Mebbs' blood alcohol level, haven't been released yet. Racine County Sheriff's deputies clocked a biker doing 119 miles per hour on I-94 last Friday, in a construction zone no less. DOT video shows him weaving in and out of freeway traffic like it's standing still. And when deputies tried to pull him over, he lost control of the bike and wound up crashing. Even then, he tried to get up and drive away until deputies ordered him to stop at gunpoint. And here he is, 22-year-old Bubby Thong Shemalansuk. Bubby turns 23 on Friday, and other bikers we talked with tonight say he's lucky to even be contemplating another birthday.
It's absolutely irresponsible. It's childish. It's crazy.
Very stupid. Plus, you involve other people in the accident when things happen. Innocent people get caught up in your stupidity.
And it gets better. Deputies say Bubby's motorcycle license is suspended and that he has no insurance. He now faces a litany of charges and the possibility of 3 years in prison.
Family members of those burned in a Saukville foundry are counting their blessings and thanking the public for their support as the 911 calls revealed just how panicked the situation was on Monday.
What's that machine blow up? We got a bunch of guys down. Okay, do we know what kind of injuries? Burns. One guy's busted up pretty good, I'm not sure.
Investigators say there is no evidence of an explosion, but have yet to say exactly what went wrong. We spoke with Hannah Taylor, whose cousin is among the 7 hurt.
I'm so glad that he's okay. It would have been really bad knowing that he wasn't okay.
The foundry is shut down pending the ongoing investigation, but the machine shop continues to work normal hours. A food truck went up in flames. A witness near the scene at Greenfield and Muskego today says a woman and 2 children escaped.
I hear my father calls me to my mother's cell phone, says he sees smoke coming out of the truck. You know, we come outside and we see the smoke coming out of the truck, and then little by little you see the fire starting to rise.
We're told no one was hurt.
They call it the Blue Mass, the annual blessing for local police officers, performed by Archbishop Jerome Listecki, and it took place at Jesu Church tonight. CBS 58's Priscilla Luong was there.
We are inside the Church of the Jesu, where the Mass took place earlier this evening. With all the gun violence Milwaukee has seen in recent weeks, many prayed for the safety of our officers.
In the truest sense, you serve and protect.
Archbishop Jerome Listecki delivered his annual blessing to the men and women who serve and protect each day.
God bless all of you in the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
It's part of Milwaukee's annual Blue Mass.
They preserve the harmony in which we live in our society.
Alongside their families, dozens of current and former law enforcement officers bowed their heads in prayer.
It's just very touching and meaningful to our officers. I mean, they do a difficult job.
As the law enforcement community joins together in fellowship, some believe in times of turmoil, faith is what keeps communities strong.
Every officer is really engaging in an act of faith in trying to enforce the laws, to be truly just, to help people in need, and to believe that it makes a difference.
The Mass usually takes place in January, but was moved to May this year to coincide with other events honoring police officers across the state. We are at Marquette University. Priscilla Luong, CBS 58 News.
Well, late into the evening, they were still at it at the Texas Avenue pumping station, where they discovered the leak that led to a water pressure change that resulted in some 75 water main breaks since the weekend in Milwaukee. Repairs will easily cost more than $100,000. DPW says the water supply is safe.
It happens more often than you might think. MPS teachers physically assaulted by students.
I've been kicked, I've been hit. One kid almost stuck a pencil in my eye.
Tonight, one former teacher is painting a grim picture of what's happening inside local classrooms. A special bottom line report coming up after the forecast.
From the CBS 58 Weather Center. Now, your complete First Alert weather with Mark McGinnis.
So did you get any chance to enjoy the lovely weather?
I did, yeah. I hope a lot of other people did too.
Yeah, really.
Absolutely gorgeous today. 86 was the high earlier this afternoon, and getting a little comfortable outside. In fact, a little cool as we settle into the overnight hours. Out in Waukesha right now, 63 degrees, clear skies, a light wind generally out of the north-northwest. They're at 6 miles an hour. Let's show you the current temperatures. And everybody here, it looks like sitting in the 60s with one exception. Up in Sheboygan right now, 55 degrees, 68 here in Milwaukee, 63 in Kenosha. And as we cool down tonight, it looks like we'll see a little bit in the way of patchy fog setting up. Your First Alert forecast calling for clear to fair skies. 50 degrees will be the low with, again, that mentioned patchy fog setting up for early tomorrow morning. Doesn't look like it'll be around very long because we have some dry air in place, a lot of sunshine, and that fog will lift very quickly by 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Look for mostly sunny, about 50 degrees at 6 a.m. At 9 a.m. we are sunny, 61. At noon, 64. Note the big warm up there, a good 11 degrees between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. and then only 3 degrees between 9 a.m. and noon. The reason why? Winds by about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning will shift to the east, and that's coming off a lake that is averaging right now 43.5 degrees as far as the water temperature. So once that wind shifts, we're going to see temperatures halt and then drop lakeside during the afternoon. Let's go ahead and take you through the night here on First Alert Precision Forecast. We'll keep it nice and quiet through midnight, overnight tonight, and then about 4, 5, 6 o'clock there, we'll find a little bit of patchy fog. But again, doesn't look like a big issue for you as far as your Thursday morning commute. We're going to give you lots of sunshine throughout the morning as we arrive to the noon hour. Again, that lake breeze will begin to develop and temperatures lakeside will drop during the course of Thursday afternoon. That lake breeze will eventually move inland, but temperatures by far and away will be much warmer inland during the course of your Thursday. Under mostly sunny skies, your First Alert high 64 here in Milwaukee. That'll happen right around 11 o'clock noon, and then look for temperatures to drop into the 50s, upper 50s by the afternoon as that light northwest wind goes east. 7-day forecast, of course, a pretty big holiday coming up, and I hope you have some really exciting plans. The weather's looking really nice, too. Friday, sunny, 63 degrees. It will be warmer inland then as well. Saturday, 67, the forecast high. And then as we get towards the back end of the holiday weekend, Sunday, a few isolated storms are possible, 69 degrees. Memorial Day, probably a better chance of storms right now and a high temperature of 76.
Still ahead.
Okay, baby's coming out right now.
Okay. Daring roadside delivery and 2 local police officers arrive just in time.
Also, a riveting account from a teacher threatened in his own classroom.
I have a gun, I know how to use it, and I'm not afraid to come in and shoot some people.
And the Brewers attempt to break a losing streak in grand style.